Good morning, students. Good morning. So today, we'll do questions on periodic table. Good morning, everybody. Okay, just 1 minute. So today, we'll do some questions on periodic table. Now, in periodic table, I think you have done the periods, groups and all that. Like that's all, you know, very well, right? Okay. But we will see some properties now. The first property is size. Okay, size of atoms, right? Ions, right? Now, students, like down the group. Now, see very carefully. Let's check. First thing we'll see about size of atoms, right? Down the group, if you go, very important. Like for example, lithium to cesium, you go, right? Okay. Down the group, the size will increase. Agrees? And across the period, if you go across the period, the size will decrease. So here it decreases. If you go down the group, it increases. Correct? This is the general trend. General trend. Whatever size, because you're adding new shells, remember. Cesium means, big shell will come, lithium means small shell will come, right? Okay, so its size will increase. But here what you are doing, you are adding more and more protons. Correct? So more and more protons, right, across the period, size will come down. Okay. So here you see the number of protons effect is more important. Here the shells are important, right? So right, this I think is very easy. You all know this, right? Size will come down, here size will decrease. Okay? But there are some exceptions. So students in JEE or NEET exam, they'll ask you these exceptions. Let's see the exceptions. If you see boron, aluminium, gallium, okay, indium and thallium. If you see these elements, boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium, fine. 1 minute, student, 1 minute, 1 minute. Yes, 1 minute. So what do you expect, students? Start. You expect that the size should increase? Am I right? Thallium should have the highest size, So what should be the order we expect? What is the order we expect? Tell me. The order we expect is, boron size should be less than aluminium. Aluminium should be less than gallium, right? Gallium, indium, thallium, right? So thallium should have the highest size. Okay. But students, you have a problem here. This aluminium gallium is a problem. Actually, the order is boron less than aluminium, but aluminium size is greater than gallium. Afterwards, okay. Afterwards, fine. But there's an exception. Aluminium has more size than gallium. Now, this you have to explain why. So I will tell you where all exceptions come, where all they'll ask in the NEET exam. Fine. Now, why this problem is there? Why aluminium is? Reason is there is a concept called screening effect, or called shielding effect, right? Okay. Now let's see what is this shielding effect, right? Now, aluminium 13 electrons. How many electrons are there in aluminium? 13. Gallium how much? 31. So what do you expect is that gallium should have more size, am I right? Gallium more shell அதிகமா இருக்கு, so gallium க்கு அதிகமா இருக்கணும். But என்ன gallium க்கு குறையா இருக்கும். Reason is, I'll tell you, aluminium is 13, so you can write 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p1. Gallium will be very big. You just see 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. You have accounted for 20 now, 3d10 and 4p1. Correct? 20, 30, 31, right? 4p1. For gallium, students, very, very important is you have got the d orbitals. You see there are d orbitals, right? Where the d orbital is not there in aluminium. Okay, this makes a difference. Now these d orbitals, they have poor shielding effect. What is the meaning of shielding? This is my nucleus. So I'll draw it smaller, like this is my nucleus, right? And here you've got D electrons. Fine, and here you've got P electrons, right? That is nothing but 4p1. 4p1. P means 4p1. Now this D electrons, shielding effect is very low. Shielding effect means the 4p electron, because D electron, shielding effect na enna what, like I'll tell you in Tamil, like all of you know Tamil, right? Suppose, your father is, going to beat you. Very simple example. Your father is going to beat you, right? Your mother will come in between. So mother is shielding you from the father. Right? Mother is, preventing, like otherwise the father will hit you directly, like so mother is a shielding, like so like that in between, right? So like that same logic here. The D electrons are coming in between. But unfortunately, unfortunately, D electrons, they don't have shielding effect. Not much shielding effect. Like your mother is not able to shield much from your father. The mother is not, you know, what do I say? Not able to shield you. That's the same logic applies here. Shielding effect na prevention. D electrons unfortunately அவளை shielding வராது. So அதனால what will happen? The 4p electron will come very close to the nucleus. Okay, so size will come down. So if 4p will come very close to the nucleus. And you remember you have got 31 protons. Aluminium only 30. So size will come down. Clear? So though you are adding new shells, but பாவம் அந்த D electron வந்து அவ்வளவு நியூக்ளியஸ் கூட அவ்வளவு ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் இல்லை. They're not shielding much, like clear. Are you getting the point? Shielding effect means I told you, like your mother is shielding you from father. Okay? But it depends, like sometimes your mother can shield very nicely, right? 1 minute. Am I right? Swan, just give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, fine. We'll continue now. Yes, we'll continue. So what is happening here is that, D electrons அவ்வளவு பாவம் shielding பண்ண மாட்டேங்குது. So the 4p electron வந்து nucleus பக்கத்துல வந்துருது. Size will come down. Are you clear? That's the reason why gallium has got less size compared to aluminium. Okay. Now, student, this effect will not be there here itself. You will continue this effect here. Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. Okay. Come to the next group. Carbon, silicon, germanium, tin lead. Same problem will continue here, student. Aluminium, gallium problem is there. Same problem will come for silicon and germanium also. So we expect that, germanium ka size அதிகமா இருக்கணும். Germanium should more size. But germanium will have less size. Okay, same problem will continue for the other people also. Same problem will continue for nitrogen family also. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, right? Remember Sb is called antimony, right? Okay, same problem will continue here also. Phosphorus, arsenic, same problem. This problem will not end at aluminium, gallium, students. This problem will keep continuing. But okay, the effect will be seen more for aluminium and gallium only. Okay, aluminium, gallium effect will be very high. Silicon, germanium, phosphorus effect will come down. Like, yeah. Getting it? This is the first anomaly in the atomic size, right? Okay. Next anomaly, but students, that next anomaly, I'll discuss it later. Okay, you require some knowledge of lanthanides. Fine, so but this is one you remember now. Fine. So gallium will have less size than aluminium. Clear? Then the size of ions. Okay. Now before I come to this size of ion, those ions, remember, which have got same number of electrons, please concentrate here, very important, or anything, right, they've got same number of electrons, right, so it is called isoelectronic. What is it called? Isoelectronic, same number of electrons. Okay, like let me give you an example now. Now for example, suppose I write Na plus. Okay, I write magnesium 2 plus. Now you see Na plus will have 10 electrons. Just check it up. Na will have 11. Correct? Na plus will have 10. Same thing is also 10. So it's all isoelectronic. Okay. Now when you're trying to compare isoelectronic, very simple. Just listen to this very carefully. The higher the positive charge. By the way, positive charge, if you are having, then the size will come down, students. Size will come down. Correct? Because you have removed an electron. Please remember very simple logic. You have removed an electron, right? Na plus means the size will come down. Correct? Mg2 plus also size will, but you are removing 2 electrons here, not 1. So size will come down more. Okay? So greater the charge, higher the charge, right? Size will be less. Size will come down. I can give you one more actually, aluminium 3 plus, right? Aluminium has actually got 13, but if you remove 3 electrons, it will have 10. So what will be the order of sizes, tell me? Aluminium 3 plus will be very less compared to Mg2 plus and clear. So provided the species are isoelectronic, right, you can do such a comparison. Okay. Aluminium 3 plus, more charge means less size. Positively charged, positive charge. Okay. So higher the positive charge, right, lesser will be the size. Okay. Exactly opposite for anions. Because anions, remember, you are adding electrons. Correct? I hope you're getting this ones right. Write down. Fine. Now let us take anions, right? Fine. Now again we should take isoelectronic. So I'll take O2 minus. I'll take N3 minus. Okay. And I'll take F minus. Now you see everybody will have, F has got 9, 9 plus 1, 10. 9 plus 1, 10 electrons. You see? If you see O2 also, you will have 10 minus. This also will have 10 electrons. Okay. So 10, 10 electrons. Everybody has got 10, right? Now here, student, anions is exactly opposite. Higher the negative charge, greater will be the size. So N3 minus will have the highest size, followed by, this will be the order. Okay. So you see N3 minus, will have more size, right? Because more negative charge. You are putting more and more electrons, right? Okay, student. So for anions, remember, higher the charge, more electrons, more size. But provided, students, it has to be isoelectronic. Please remember. Suppose it is not isoelectronic, then you can't compare. Very, very important. So it is very essential that it should be isoelectronic. This is isoelectronic, right? Otherwise, you can't compare actually, right? Okay. So you can please note down this very, very important point, right? Okay, students. So this is about the size of ions and size of atoms, right? Okay. Fine. Now we'll go to the next property. The next property is ionization potential or ionization energy, right? So I hope you understood size, but we can do only for isoelectronic. Okay, fine. Okay, let's start ionization potential. What is ionization potential? Very simple. The energy required to remove an electron. You want to remove an electron, right? You require energy. Correct? So we can define this as energy required, right, to remove electron from the outermost shell. Obviously, outermost shell only. Now, for example, I've got sodium, right? Okay. Now, students, this ionization potential, please remember, they ask a lot of questions in this. So you pay you pay proper attention on this. Clear? Sodium has got, suppose, let's not take sodium, let's take, aluminum, right? So aluminum has got 13 electrons, right? So what will be the configuration of aluminum? Correct? Just check this. Okay. Yes, aluminum is 13, right? Just continue. 1s2, 2s2, 2p, 3s2, 3p1. Now, which is the outermost electron? This one, right? So remove 3p is the first one. First electron. Okay. Now, student, you can remove one more. Suppose I want to remove the second electron, right? Second electron. Then I have to go from the s orbital. Am I right? Clear? So that is called second ionization energy. So what is the first ionization energy? Energy is first electron, right? Second electron also you can remove. That's called second ionization energy. You can remove even the third electron. That is called third ionization energy. Okay. Okay. Now my question to you: first ionization energy will be high or second will be high? I know you are not there, but you are not there in front of me, right? Physically, but still, first ionization energy will not be that high. You can remove one electron, okay, you can remove, no problem, right? But second electron will be very tough. Alright, third will be still tougher. Very, very difficult. In fact, after three, you can't remove at all. It's very difficult. Right? After three, very difficult. Why? Because nucleus will not allow. See, there is a strong force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron. Am I right? Clear. So nucleus will not, you're just going like that only. Nucleus will not allow. We have a strong force of attraction. So first electron, okay, but still not that easy. You require some energy, remember. Okay. Second electron, okay, little bit more difficult. Third is still more. So always remember one thing, students, the first ionization energy will always be less than second ionization energy. Correct? This is true for every atom in the world, student. There is no exception for this. Please remember there is no exception for this. First ionization energy less than second, less than third. Students, get this into your mind. Very, very important. Third electron மேல எடுக்க முடியாது. ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். நியூக்ளியஸ் allow பண்ணாது. Attractive force. Okay. Always remember this. Okay. So I hope we are getting this. This is the first point I want to tell you. The second point is what happens down the group. Now what you are doing, you are putting more and more shells, am I right? More and more shells. So it will be easier for you to remove. Like for example, let's take lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium, right? Let me take cesium and francium. Francium is anyway not that important, right? Radioactive. It's radioactive. Okay, radioactive means it will give light, not that important. So we'll come to cesium. So as you come down the group, you're adding more and more shells. So you're going away from the nucleus. Am I right? Nucleus is here, right? Okay. You're going away and away. Easier to remove. So cesium, you can remove the electron very easily. Yes, you can remove electron very easily, and that is why stone cesium is used in photoelectric cells. You have done photoelectricity, remember? Cesium let the electron easier எடுத்துடலாம். So it will be a good conductor of electricity. Increases, right? Very easy to remove. So as you go down the group, the ionization energy will come down, but exactly opposite across the period. It will increase, right? Why? Because you are adding more and more protons. So number of protons is going to go up, right? Increase, increase. So it will increase here, right? Fine. So across the period increase, down the group decrease. Students, right? Okay. Again, there are exceptions here. Now you need to remember those. Okay. Again, student, the problem will come for the same thing: boron, aluminium, gallium. Can you see that? Remember, at this problem I told for size actually, right? Gallium is going to have less size than aluminium. We discussed just now. So the size is less. Tell me what will happen to ionization potential? Less size means more ionization potential, right? I written for size now. Gallium is having less size, so in terms of ionization potential, gallium will have more than aluminium. This is ionization potential, IP. You can write ionization potential as IP, right? Okay, clear? Size is very small, ionization potential is very high. It will be difficult to know, right? So here the problem will come. So what is the order you will get here, students? What is the order you should get is boron, okay. This is what you expect, right? This is what you expect, but what you will get is boron should have the highest, right? Thallium should have less. What you expect is boron, but here you will see a problem. Instead of writing greater than, you write less than. Just check it up. Okay. So gallium will have more. Okay, Sean? Very important now. Please remember this. I'm telling you the exceptions. See, normal trend everybody will remember. Comes down, like down the group, right? Across a period. Okay? Exceptions are more important. Now, students, the same problem will continue for the other elements. Boron, aluminium, gallium, and all that. Then what do you have? Tell me. Then you have got carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. Correct? Na? Next group, boron, aluminium, gallium, right? Indium, thallium. The same problem will be there for silicon, germanium also. So silicon will have, just see the same logic here. What will be the logic? Carbon greater than silicon, but silicon is less than germanium, right? Correct, no? Germanium you can write here also. Clear? Same problem will continue for this also. Same problem will continue for the other elements also. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, right? Sb is antimony. But problem will be more for this group only. Boron, aluminium group, it will keep coming down like as you go along. Is that clear? So Shwan, this point is very important. Please note it down. Note down this point. Okay, fine. Okay, so now one more exception is there for ionization potential. Just see. Just see very carefully. One more exception. See, if you see the second period, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, right? Nitrogen, oxygen. Carbon is 6, nitrogen 7, right? Lithium, like this, it goes on, right? Okay. Now you know that across the period it should increase. So what should be the usual trend, children? It should increase. So lithium should be less than beryllium, less than boron, less than carbon, less than nitrogen, less than oxygen, less than fluorine. Correct? No? This should be the normal trend. This is what is the expected trend, right? Okay, this is the expected trend. Now what is observed? Let's see what is observed now. Okay, this is what you expect. Fine. Now students, you will get problem in beryllium and boron. Beryllium boron you will get problem. Let's see. Usual what is expected. So what is the problem you will get? Beryllium should be less than beryllium. Beryllium should be less than boron. Less than boron. But the answer is beryllium will be greater than boron. This is what is observed. Now why? This you can write down by the configuration. Beryllium is 4, 1s2, 2s2. Correct? What is boron? 5. 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. Boron is slightly easy to remove for two reasons. One is boron, you are removing a p electron, right? And p electron is not that close to the nucleus. S is more closer. S is more close. Fine. So p is not that close. So you can remove it easily. In fact, D is even far away, right? Not that close. You can remove it easily. So one reason is p electrons are easier to remove compared to S. One reason. Second reason is in beryllium you are having a completely filled shell. Can you see 2s2 means completely filled? S can take maximum 2 only, right? 2 only. So completely filled. It is difficult to remove electron from a completely filled shell. அது already full ஆ இருக்கு ரொம்ப கஷ்டம் எடுக்கிறது. S can take maximum 2 only, right? Clear? So for two reasons, why is it easier to remove from boron? One reason is p electron can be removed easily. Second reason is beryllium, remember it is completely filled. 2s2 is completely filled, right? Okay. So that's the reason why beryllium is tough to remove compared to boron. Students, I hope you're getting this. Very, very important. Okay. Now again problem will come between carbon and nitrogen. Let's see what is the problem. Actually carbon should be less than nitrogen, but carbon will be greater than nitrogen. Let's see what is the problem now. Students, I hope you are getting this. You please note down this. Very important. Okay, the second thing, students, is not between carbon and nitrogen. You will get a problem between nitrogen and oxygen. I'll tell you the reason why. Okay. See, nitrogen is less than oxygen. What is given here? This problem will come, not this, right? But what is observed is nitrogen will have greater than oxygen. This is what is observed. Nitrogen ionization potential will be greater than oxygen. Now let's see a reason for this. Let's see a reason why nitrogen is having more. Okay. Reason is nitrogen atomic number is 7. 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Okay. Now students, if you write the box diagram, if you draw the box diagram, right, 1s is like this. Now here lies the answer. If you see nitrogen, it is half filled. Can you see that? 2p3, right? Half filled. And it is difficult to remove from a half filled orbital. Half filled, completely filled, difficult to remove. Clear? Because they will have a lot of exchange. These electrons can keep moving. Difficult to remove. Fine. So nitrogen is tougher. So nitrogen ionization potential will be greater than oxygen. Oxygen, that problem will not there. Okay. So I hope you're getting the reason. Nitrogen level the half filled orbital is. That's the reason why it is higher than oxygen. Fine. Now let me write the order now. So what is the correct order? What you should write? So this is the, you know, this is the order we expect. Correct. This is the order we expect right now. What is observed? Observed is lithium. This is what is observed, right? Now here you have a problem, students. What is observed now? Lithium less than beryllium, but beryllium is more than boron. Please remember. Then same problem. Nitrogen is greater than oxygen. Nitrogen is greater than oxygen. Can you see that? Okay. Because of half filled. Here it is because of half filled. Here it is because of completely filled. Okay, students. So please remember this half filled, completely filled, and all. I'll give you more questions on this. It'll be more easier for you. So can you please add on this order? Very important. Okay, I hope you have copied this. Students, remember one thing, most of the questions on ionization potential can be solved by this half filled, completely filled logic. I'll give you more questions on this, you'll understand better. Fine. So I hope you have written this right. Next is, suppose in exam, they ask you a question like this. See, nitrogen versus oxygen. Okay. First electron. Before that, Shwan, you should write the configuration. See, if you know the configuration, you can answer all the questions. So nitrogen is 7. 7 means what you can write 1s2, 2s2. 7 means you can write 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Right? Let me draw the box diagram. 2s2, let me draw. This anyway you can draw it, not a problem. So 2p3 you will draw now. So oxygen is what? 8. Correct, no? 2p4, right? Okay. Fine. Now see here, now see here. Nitrogen half filled, tough to remove. So the first ionization energy, can we write like this? First ionization energy, right? Or first IPL, right? Remember, IP is ionization potential of nitrogen is greater than the first IP of oxygen. Clear? The first electron removal from nitrogen is tougher, because half filled, like. Clear? But if you see the second one, please listen here. Now, please concentrate here. Very important. First value will be high, no problem. Now, I have removed one electron from nitrogen. Suppose I remove this electron. Okay. I remove one electron from oxygen. Fine. I remove one electron from oxygen. Fine. Clear? Now, to remove the second electron from nitrogen, please concentrate. Will not be that difficult, but here it will be very difficult. To remove the second electron from oxygen will be more difficult. Why? Because it has got half filled. Can you see? Can you see this? Half filled is there, na? So second electron will be difficult to remove from oxygen compared to nitrogen. So can I say like this? The second IP value of nitrogen will be less than the second IP value of oxygen. Are you clear? Yes. First one for nitrogen will be tough. But second time when you want to remove oxygen will be tougher. Why? Because oxygen will get half filled. Students, I hope you are getting this. Okay. Can you please copy this? Copy this fast. Okay. Fine. So second time will be more easier. So it's getting it. Second time you see oxygen will be tough. Why? Because you're getting half filled. Okay. I'll give some more examples now. Just see. Let me give you some more examples. Just see. For sodium, let's take sodium and let us take magnesium. Sodium is 11. So what you can write? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, right? 3s1. Okay. Magnesium is what? 12. Okay. 3s2. Now students, for sodium, listen here. First electron will be very easy. Correct? Because you will get octet. Remember octet rule? 2s2, 2p6, first electron easy. Second electron will be very tough for sodium. Because once you remove this electron, right, second electron will be very tough. Because you have to break a completely filled shell, right? Completely filled shell. Clear? Second electron very tough for sodium. Very tough. Clear? Magnesium, first electron, difficult. Why? Because again you are breaking a completely filled 3s2, 3s. But suppose you remove the first electron, second electron will be very easy. Why? Because you'll get octet. Can you see that? Clear? Second electron easier going there. Inga second electron customer go. So I hope you are understanding. You should look at the electronic configuration and decide student. Okay, it is difficult to remove from half filled shell, difficult to remove from completely filled shell, right? It is easy to remove electron from p orbital compared to s. All this logic, if you know, you can understand. Okay, so let me write here. So can I say like this? First IP of sodium, right, will be less than the first IP of magnesium. So sodium first electron you can remove very easily. Sodium will be very happy actually. Come on, get rid of this, I'll get octet. Clear? First electron very easy. But if you see the second electron, second IP of sodium, right, students will be very, very high compared to the second IP of magnesium. Second means, sodium, you have to break that octet. One electron gone, so you want to remove one more, difficult. Whereas magnesium is easy. Clear? So I hope you are getting this point. Can you please note it down? Second time, sodium is very, very tough because you have to break the octet. If you want to make it 2p5, you have to break the octet. Am I right? So I hope you are getting this. So one last thing now, students, right? Suppose in exam, they give you that a question like this. They give you first IP. They give you 500. Second IP, they give you 1000. Second will be always more. Third, they give you, something around 1600 or 1700. Now, fourth IP, they give you very high. Just jump, like this jumps like anything. Suppose they give you 3000. Clear? Fourth IP, 3000 they give. Or they give you 4000, like clear? What they'll ask you in the exam is this element. Okay, this is an element, right? Lies in which group? How will you answer this? First IP, not difficult. Second, not difficult. Third, fourth is very difficult, you see. That means this lies in the third group of the periodic table. Third group. Clear? For first group, easy to remove the first. Second group, easy to remove the two. Third group, easy to remove three. The third group of the periodic table. Fine. You can say aluminium. Or students, when you're writing periodic table, I think you write like this, 1, 2 like this. So I'm saying third group means I'm telling like this. Okay, but some of the periodic tables, I think they write 13th group. So you can say 13th group also. Because this 10 will be D block. Am I right? Students, I hope you're getting it. So I should better say 13th group. 13th group, because you take this 10, like. Clear? So it lies in which group? 13th group of the periodic table. Because after that, fourth is very high. Are you getting it? Third group in some periodic table, or you can say 13th group. If you see like this, like. Okay, student. So this question can come in the exam, that this element lies in which group of the periodic table? 13th group. This fourth is very high, right? Okay. So fourth electron you can't remove. Okay, students, then. So I hope you are, like, you're getting all this right. Fine. So we'll discuss more questions next time. I think we'll stop here. Right? We'll discuss more next time, right? One more thing, ionization potential is also called ionization energy. Okay? Ionization energy it is called. It is also called ionization enthalpy. There's one more name for this. Enthalpy, energy, they are all same only. There's one more name they give. Ionization enthalpy. Enthalpy means enthalpy, energy. Energy. Okay? Energy, right? Okay then students, we'll stop here. We'll see you next time. Okay then, bye. Bye.